First at noon, chances of a government shutdown tonight are high. Now the blame game is fully underway as national parks prepare to close and federal employees brace for furloughs that could turn into layoffs. Erica Brown has more from Capitol Hill.
With a possible government shutdown just hours away, top Democrats and Republicans are placing blame on each other for the stalemate.
If Republicans cause a shutdown, they'll probably keep lying and distracting because they know we're on the side of the American Democrats are on the side of the American people.
We just heard the minority leader come to the floor of the Senate, once again refusing to admit it's the Democrats who are driving America into a shutdown.
To avert a shutdown, the Senate could pass a Republican measure Tuesday that extends federal funding at its current level until mid-November. But Democrats are demanding the bill include an extension of Affordable Care Act benefits expiring this year and reverses cuts to Medicaid.
We're not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. Not now, not ever.
A government shutdown would mean non-essential government services would be disrupted and thousands of federal workers could be furloughed. The White House has also threatened mass firings at some federal agencies if no deal is reached.
Nothing is inevitable, but I would say it's probably likely because they want to give health care to illegal immigrants, which will destroy health care for everybody else in our country.
A day after meeting with congressional leaders at the White House, President Trump again suggested a shutdown is likely. Any measure taken up by the Senate to keep the government open would need bipartisan support or 60 votes to pass before heading to the president's desk. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Here at home, police are searching for a Waikiki bank robber who released pepper spray, causing 18 people to get sick yesterday. Police say the man gave a demand note to the teller at the First Hawaiian Bank on Kalakaua Avenue and Lure Street at around 2 p.m. He was wearing a blue Aloha shirt, a beige bucket hat, black sunglasses, and blue mask with blue gloves. EMS says customers and bank employees were overcome by noxious fumes, suffering burning eyes and sore throats.
I couldn't stop coughing, so I ran out thinking I was going to throw up, and then that's when everybody else started coming out too. So at that point we just stood around not knowing what was going on, coughing.
It just looked really strange. That's why I was heading to work, and then I told my coworker, hey, I think they robbed the bank or something. So we headed back out here, and then that's when I saw the ambulance and all the other cop cars.
The suspect is believed to be in his 40s or 50s. If you have any tips, please call 911. A 36-year-old man has been arrested in connection with a shooting in Waianae. It happened in the early morning last Thursday when police say the suspect shot at a vehicle. No injuries were reported. The suspect was taken into custody yesterday afternoon. He faces an attempted murder charge. Cody Lucas made his initial appearance in court yesterday morning. The 32-year-old is charged with attempted murder and robbery. He's accused of attacking a 65-year-old man with a brick at a bus stop near Kuhio and Paulkalani Avenues in Waikiki last Tuesday. The victim was found unconscious and is said to be in critical condition. Lucas's bail is maintained at $300,000. He's due back in court tomorrow. H&N investigates the death of a young Army wife at Schofield Barracks. Now, the mother of Misha Johnson, who was killed by her Army husband, is offering help. Mahealani Richardson has more.
Surrounding this home at Schofield Barracks in Wahiawa is yellow tape that says crime scene, do not cross.
The house was still wrapped with crime scene tape.
The home is on McCormick and Hewitt Roads near the Porter Community Center. On fenced doors to the backyard and around the garage is red tape marked evidence.
It was boarded up. There was a window in the backyard. There's a board covering it. So there's something that happened to have a broken window at that residence.
Military spouses and advocates say a young woman was found dead here more than 2 weeks ago.
It was very upsetting to know that another life has been taken, that there's no reporting about it, there's no public information.
Chantel Rakowski-Villaferte has been trying to help the woman's family. She wants to know how the young woman died and what's the status of her Army husband.
There wasn't anything to address public safety moving forward from this.
I was shocked at first, and I was hurt. I was hurt. It was like a wound that never did heal, that just opened up.
Frances Tapiz Andrian is the mother of 19-year-old Misha Johnson, who was killed by her husband last year. Misha was 6 months pregnant with their unborn baby girl, Armani. 28-year-old Private First Class Dwayne Arthur Johnson confessed to the killing and dumping their bodies, which were never found. Tapiz Andrian lives in Eva Beach and contacted the family, offering her guidance.
Surround yourself with people that love and support you.
The deaths of military spouses leaves advocates demanding answers. Hawaii News Now confirmed last year a Marine was detained after his wife was found dead in military housing at Marine Corps Base Hawaii in Kaneohe. Stars and Stripes reported the Marine is charged with premeditated murder.
The leadership for the military is continuing to fail victims and prevent the fatalities.
Now, H&N Investigates reached out to the Army, and we were told the Army Criminal Investigation Division and the Office of the Special Trial Counsel are tracking our query. The woman's family wants to remain private. Mahealani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
The Honolulu Police Department says surveillance camera trailers are working to deter crime at a popular stop along Oahu's windward shore. Police say no vehicle break-ins have been recorded at the Halona Blowhole, Makapu'u Lighthouse, or Lanai Lookout since the trailers were installed around August 25th. Some of those areas typically see 50 to 80 break-ins a month. The trailers cost $65,000 and are part of a pilot project. They can also make audible announcements to warn people about tsunamis and other emergencies. About 2,700 police officers across the state will be getting raises and bonuses. It's a boost for officers and police departments trying to fill their ranks. Derek Kravitsky reports on the arbitration award.
This is the fastest award that we've received in almost 20 years.
An arbitrator has ended a contract dispute between the police union and the 4 counties by ordering the most significant base wage increase in the past 17 years. All officers who pass probation up to the rank of lieutenant will get a 5% raise every year for 4 years. And most of them will get a one-time retention bonus of $1,800, a big boost for departments struggling with high vacancy rates.
All 4 counties are in crisis. So that was a big point to us. We wanted to make sure that the pay was addressed as quickly as possible for that.
The police union says the raises were vital to keep officers from fleeing to places like San Jose, California, where police just won a new 4-year contract with raises totaling more than 15%.
We're hearing from our membership that they're very happy about this award. The percentages are good. They're on par, if not better, than what our West Coast counterparts are getting.
In Honolulu right now, a starting officer who makes it past the probationary period gets about $79,000 a year. Retired Honolulu Police Department Deputy Chief John McCarthy says filling vacancies will have ripple effects.
The officers that are there now have a better chance for promotion or lateral assignments that they might want to be, that they're being held back from now because there aren't enough people to push others up the ladder. I think that's another big component.
The new contract will be presented to each county's council so it can be added to the budget process before it goes into effect. Derek Kravitsky, Hawaii News Now.
On Maui, more bad news for students at Paia Elementary School, which will now be closed through the rest of the week. Crews are still working to clean up the soot left behind by that nearby brush fire last week. The campus has been closed since then. The DOE says starting today, it will provide details for families to pick up digital access materials. And then starting tomorrow, the school will move to distance learning. They hope the campus will be ready for students after next week's fall break. New at noon, a groundbreaking and blessing were held today in Kapolei for the Coral Creek Center, a new 11-acre industrial subdivision. The center will provide businesses a chance to own their property by offering 10 lots ranging in size from 25,000 square feet to nearly 3 acres, with the flexibility to combine parcels for large industrial needs.
Fee simple ownership for small businesses. Every one of the lots are going to be sold to a small business who have been leasing their property, and having that ownership provides them that stability and security and the longevity for the business to grow.
Infrastructure work that is scheduled to take place includes construction of the project's internal roadway, driveway, and underground utility connections. Avalon Group says 2/3 of the lots are already sold. Well, let's take you live now to Kilauea, and it doesn't look like much, but we are awaiting episode 34 of the eruption. USGS scientists predict it will likely start today. They say there have been 10 lava overflows at the north vent since midnight. We'll keep a close eye on the volcano and let you know when we start seeing any activity.
And of course, if we do see episode 34 of the eruption of Kilauea and Halema'uma'u crater, of course, we're going to be looking at the fog out there. You can see as we're going forward, the overall fog plume is expected to be off to the west and southwest of Hawaii Island throughout the rest of this afternoon and into Wednesday afternoon, but slightly weaker trades on Thursday, Friday, and heading into the weekend might allow some of that fog to actually creep up towards the rest of the island chain. Of course, the thickest fog is going to be over the Kona coast of the Big Island. Our winds outside right now out of the east and northeast. A little bit breezy at times. Over in Kahului, we're actually seeing sustained winds around 26 miles per hour, around 16 miles per hour in Honolulu. I'll give you a full breakdown of the better chance for showers coming up.
President Trump addresses an unprecedented meeting of top military brass. I'm Natalie Brand with his message and a new directive by the Secretary of Defense.
So in any modernization and technology, there are glitches.
Also ahead on This Is Now, troubleshooting a new parking system. The city announces changes at the Blaisdell. We'll be right back. President Trump addressed a rare gathering of top military leaders this morning at Quantico Marine Corps Base in Virginia. He rallied the troops, but also talked about the new focus for the military. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Before an unprecedented meeting of hundreds of generals and admirals, President Trump rallied the troops.
To each and every one of you, I thank you for your unwavering devotion to the armed forces and to the country that we've all sworn a sacred oath to defend.
But also shared his vision that defending the homeland should be the military's first priority.
After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help, we're defending the borders of our country from now on.
He talked about expanding deployments of the National Guard to other U.S. cities, singling out those run by Democratic leaders.
Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within.
Critics of this rare meeting raised concerns about security and also cost, with military officials traveling from their posts around the world on short notice.
There's a little bit of expense, not much, but there's a little expense to that. We don't like to waste it. Would rather spend it on bullets and rockets, frankly.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth delivered remarks ahead of the president, promoting what he calls a warrior ethos and railing against past initiatives focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that.
Hegseth also announced a new directive that all combat positions return to the, quote, highest male standard, and he ordered a department-wide review of existing physical fitness standards. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Here at home, tomorrow marks the start of a nearly $24 million project to prevent water and structural damage at the Civic Center parking structure near Honolulu Hale. Crews will be removing landscaping, irrigation, and drainage systems, walkways, light poles, and other fixtures from the top level to replace the waterproofing system. Crews will also prep the site for a new early education center. Work will run Mondays through Fridays from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. through March of the year 2027. The parking lot will remain open. Meanwhile, the Blaisdell Center is working out some kinks in its new parking system. Upgrades began last week, and the city says it's still making operational adjustments. Drivers have complained that the changes are making it harder for cars to get into the lot, causing traffic to back up. So this morning, the city is opening a third entry lane at the South King Street entrance.
Mostly the issues that we've had is with the credit card reader, and so we are going to be doing our bandwidth. We're going to get a larger bandwidth so that we can execute quicker. But we are very excited about the new system. We've been waiting for a very long time, and we are ready to deploy it.
The entrance on Kapi'olani Boulevard will be open only for monthly card holders who have received new parking cards.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, your full first alert forecast. A beautiful day out there today, a better chance for showers tomorrow. The details coming up.
alert weather with Drew Davis.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Of course, we're going to start off this forecast taking a live look from our tower cam. Just a beautiful day out there today. Lots of sunshine, not much rainfall. A better chance for showers as we're going into Wednesday, however. So let's break that down and take you to your island by island forecast. Over on Kauai for your Aloha Wednesday, we are expecting a better chance for morning showers. We'll be drying out slightly in the afternoon, so you might see a few sprinkles out there as you're driving into work. Of course, this is morning showers, northeasterlies between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Over on Oahu, scattered showers and partly sunny conditions are expected. 88 in town, 86 over in Kapolei, 84 in Kaneohe tomorrow. Maui County, scattered showers, partly sunny conditions, and then moving over to Maui proper, 89 in Kahului and 88 in Kihei, partly sunny in the afternoon. 86 in Kailua Kona with southwesterlies, keeping it a little bit humid out there and mostly sunny in the afternoon. And of course, a better chance for showers over near Hilo and the eastern portions of the Big Island. The northern portions of the Big Island will be seeing scattered showers as well and somewhat breezy conditions. You can see again our winds outside right now, overall easterly and northeasterly flow between 10 to 15 miles per hour, 26 over in Kahului. These are sustained winds out there, 16 miles per hour in town. You can see in our first alert windcast as well as we're going forward throughout this afternoon, still between 10 to 15 miles per hour across the majority of the state. And still a little bit breezy tomorrow afternoon, but slightly weaker. As we're going into Thursday, you'll notice the winds are ever so slightly a little bit easterly and even somewhat southeasterly as we're going into Thursday afternoon, which could bring some of that fog from potentially episode 34 of the eruption of Kilauea towards the rest of the state. And you can see in our first alert futurecast, here's that band of moisture I'm talking about. It's a very light rainfall. It's not going to be a washout for everybody, but you can see the rainfall moving in towards the southwest throughout early Wednesday morning, drying out ever so slightly Wednesday afternoon, but still a chance for showers out there. So a better chance for rainfall tomorrow. And then a typical pattern as we're going into Thursday and Friday. Still some moisture out there just to the north of us. Of course, all of this is happening because there's that band of moisture right there. We're going to replay this just a little bit further zoomed out. There's also a storm to the north of us that's going to be moving north of Kauai as we're going into Thursday and Friday, causing those slightly weaker trade winds that we're expecting on the back half of this week. Our surf and shoreline forecast for Tuesday afternoon on the decline for northwest and south-facing shores. And here's your 7-day forecast. Mahalo to Mike for sending in that wonderful background photo. You can see a lot of sunshine expected as we're going into the weekend and a better chance for showers tomorrow.
Thank you, Drew. The city says new solar panels at the Alawai Golf Course will save $40,000 a year. The 137 kilowatt system installed over the clubhouse parking lot will offset nearly 70% of the building's electricity use. Crews also put in LED lighting and finished more than $1 million in upgrades and roof repairs.
These improvements not only protect and extend the building's life, but also enhance the safety and comfort of everyone who uses the clubhouse.
I don't think it was a significant hardship on the public, but the benefit now is they have shaded parking.
The project took about 2.5 months.
Prices are rising, and that means traveling is getting more expensive too. I'm Wendy Gillette with tips on how to maximize your getaway budget.
Let's see what the internet's talking about. Inflation and concerns about the economy are prompting more Americans to seek out deals, especially when it comes to travel.
Then there are ways to save on trips you may have not considered. Wendy Gillette explains.
Bill Kurtz from Oradell, New Jersey is a teacher and proud budget traveler. He's used school breaks to visit Bolivia, India, and Ireland.
I like to travel for as long as I can, and by traveling on a budget allows me to go places for longer.
Kurtz says he does lots of research so he can skip organized tours. He also chooses destinations where the dollar stretches further, including Central and South America and Eastern Europe, and books hotels last minute.
I book the first couple nights when I land, and then I plan as I go.
If you're a more detailed planner, consider when rooms are cheapest.
Zig when others are zagging.
Expedia travel expert Melanie Fish says that means if you're heading to a city known for business travel, visit over the weekend. Choose resort areas when they're off-peak, like now, what's known as shoulder season.
That magic time after the busy summer travel season before holiday travel kicks off.
Also consider less buzzy spots like Midwestern cities that will be cheaper.
It comes down to dollars and cents. It costs less to stay in Cleveland, to get to Cleveland, and to do things in Cleveland.
The Cleveland Museum of Art has free entry. A boutique hotel like Fidelity, where we stayed for a special rate, has rooms for as low as around $100. And Playhouse Square offers less expensive show tickets in the country's largest performing arts center, aside from New York.
Baseball games are also a bargain here. 4 Guardians tickets, a 2-night Airbnb stay, and some food and drinks cost just under $400. That's the 8th lowest price for an MLB away game, according to the sports betting analysis site Action Network.
Progressive Field recently unveiled a $200 million renovation on nearby East 4th Street. Honky Tonk Bar has a southern vibe, and Cordelia serves up elevated dishes for less from a James Beard Award finalist.
We view Cleveland as this kind of poorly kept secret. You know, we say full city, half price kind of thing.
Head to Great Lakes Brewing for craft beers, Alley Cat for oysters, and Larder's Deli for sandwiches in the city no longer known as the Mistake on the Lake. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Cleveland.
You know, I've never considered Cleveland until now.
Really?
You know?
She sold you on it?
Yeah, you know, if the Dallas Cowboys go play the Cleveland Browns,
That's
I might have to go watch.
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not laid back enough to travel like that. All right, everybody. Here's the last look outside. Thanks for watching. This is Now.
More news at 4.